The Nutter Center. Nutter, I don't even know her. Ha!
I want you to get rid of Eugene once and for all.
Boss, I'm the coach. Anything for you.
Hello everybody, you know me. My name is Eugene McDinsmore, and we are here today on Eugene Behind the Scenes in the mobile Von Lyle studios, traveling across the world. We're going from Austin to Boston and Maine to Spain. We're going around the world, worldwide. So today I'd like to talk about June 13th, 2004, WWE Bad Blood pay-per-view from Columbus, Ohio. Eugene's very first pay-per-view match, one-on-one with the coach, Jonathan Coachman. Now this feud, this angle had been brewing for a while. The literal bad blood between Eugene and Coach had been building and was going to peak and culminate in this match on the Bad Blood pay-per-view. But let me give you a little bit behind the scenes about how we put it together. Now, I've said it before, Coach is a great friend and I like him, but he definitely had the least amount of pro wrestling experience of any guy that was in the locker room, probably because he was an announcer and commentator and not so much a wrestler, but he was a great athlete. And he had a lot of heat, so eventually, guys like that are going to end up in the ring. We had decided what we're going to do for the match, and very much influenced by William Regal and Fit Finlay. I believe Fit was the agent on the match, and Fit was the one that had the idea to bring the stuffed animal down to the ring, and then Coach could rip the head off of it, and Eugene could cry. And I remember Fit we started that on the live events. Fit would bring a stuffed animal and say, okay, we have the bag, we have the heels, rip it up. Eugene could cry, we get some good sympathy, some good heat. But after a while, Fit was like, you know what? Why don't you go and buy the actual stuffed animal? Because Fit was going to like a Target or a Walmart every day and buying some kind of big stuffed animal. And I think it kind of took a shot to his manly pride to have, the toughest guy in pro wrestling, Fit Finlay, with a big stuffed animal coming out of Walmart every day. So he had me go buy it and I got reimbursed. But regardless, the Sunday pay-per-view, the previous Monday, we were in Albany, New York, and throughout the afternoon, the coach and I were working on our match, and we wanted to do a spot called the Lady in the Lake spot, and that was given to us by William Regal and Fit Finlay, and it was the spot where Eugene would curl himself into a little ball. I'd be on my back with my legs curled up.
What in the world? What did Eugene do? Now explain that. Let's hear you call that there, JR.
And the heel coach in this instance, wasn't really sure how to proceed on offense and kind of try to move. And I would roll around the ring, and the guy would try to get a hold on him. And then at the right point, my hand would go up, and the coach would go, "Oh, I can grab it." And when I grab it, then I could flip him over to his back. And so we practiced this all Monday afternoon. And the other stuff we decided to do, we decided to add in a little bit of props. Not saying that I'm the carrot top of pro wrestling, but I'm the carrot top of pro wrestling when it comes to props. So we had the Lady in the Lake spot. We had a few other spots. We had one where actually the girl I was dating at the time, her name was Chasta. She was sitting in the front row and she had the teddy bear. So Eugene and Coach go into the crisscross spot and we're working this out, and I would slide out and get the teddy bear. Oh, of course, Coach would rip it up. And then we had another spot where we're going to have a model come out with cookies. And the spot in my head was, she comes out in a bikini and Eugene comes like this, like he's gonna grab something, but then he grabs the cookies, and I started eating them, and then Coach is gonna slam my head and beat me up and whatnot. So we worked on this all Monday previous to the Sunday. They wanted to keep working on it, so I didn't go home the following day. Normally I would go home on Tuesday, and then I would have off until we leave for the pay-per-view, which was on Sunday. I actually went to SmackDown the very next day. SmackDown was in, if I remember, I think it was in Long Island. And Coach and I then continued to work on the match. Now, when we're at Raw, when I was at Raw, it was usually a little more hectic, a little more stress. Raw was live, of course, and there was just an air of pressure or an air of something about being live that during the afternoon, everybody had to work on their stuff, as opposed to what I felt on SmackDown, which is a little bit more comfortable, a little bit, not easier, but it wasn't as stressful. So we had plenty more time the afternoon before SmackDown to work on our match. Lady in the Lake, teddy bear, the cookies. When the match came around that Sunday in Columbus, Ohio, I remember I was really excited. I was nervous because, again, this was my very first pay-per-view match, Eugene's very first pay-per-view match. And I felt, I don't know if this is justified the way I felt, but I felt like I was put in a position to be with someone that didn't have a lot of experience, to where I was either going to sink or swim. I was either going to fail or succeed. And I feel like the office thought, well, if Eugene fails, then, we gave this kid a chance and we can just let it go. But I feel like Coach and I both succeeded with flying colors. We did the Lady in the Lake spot, beautiful. Takes the bump over. We did the crisscross out, Chasta was there with the stuffed animal. Eugene got it. Oh, he's loving on it. Coach rips it up and I cry. The model comes out with the cookies. Now, I go to grab the cookies and I start eating them, of course. I didn't think in my head, by that point in the match, I probably had dry mouth. And I've got all this, I couldn't really form enough spit to eat the cookies. So I've got all these dry cookies and he hits me in the back and I'm nearly choking, trying to spit cookie out of my mouth. Then in the match, the Lance Cade, he was Garrison Cade at the time. He comes out and tries to help Coach and gets swerved, and Eugene gets the big victory. Eugene's still undefeated. Big first pay-per-view match against the Coach. Bad blood pay-per-view. What would happen next to Eugene? The world may never know. Now, a little also behind the scene, after the match, we came back. We were getting praise from Fit, from Regal. Everybody enjoyed it. But one person came up to Coach, and that was Ric Flair. And it was more of a compliment to Coach, but it was a compliment to both of us, and it was on that Lady in the Lake spot. Rick said, Coach, I've seen you working on that the past couple of days, and he goes, you did really well. Rick goes, I don't think I could have taken that bump, and you took it beautifully. So that was kind of just like a feather in the cap to Coach, but also myself, when someone like Ric Flair comes along and gives you a compliment. And I don't know, I was really proud of that match, and I really enjoyed it, so hope you guys did too. Von Lyle, let's make a noise in the background. If you haven't seen my previous episodes detailing the evolution of the Eugene character, please feel free to check them out here.